All right. Are we live?
Hold on. All right.
It said we're live. Can you see us? Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm not sure. Oh, yes. Here we are live. All right.
Hey.
Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs.
Bonjour.
Okay, Stephen. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, we got some comments coming in here. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're listening. I'm in London. Serge is in Miami, which is arguably better right now.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. Let me check out the comments.
Hey, Olga is here. Bonjour, Olga.
Bonjour, Olga.
Marine is here. Lovely.
India, Cameroon. Bloody hell. That's so cool. Amazing. Guys, you're in for a treat today. Today we are going to cover the first breakthrough in piano education in 300 years. Sounds too good to be true. I already know. Just get ready. Get ready for some juice.
That's exactly that. Look, I'm not going to waste anybody's time now. This is a special presentation Stephen is going to do. Please turn off any notification, phone, Instagram. I want you to be focused because what Stephen is about to teach you is going to blow your mind. I've seen it. It's unbelievable. Now, I'm just a host. My name is Serge Vermelli. I'm a huge fan of Stephen Ridley. In case you don't know who Stephen Ridley is, let me just give you a few facts about this incredible artist. So Stephen, which I've met at a concert in Los Angeles last year, has played in more than 60 countries. 60 countries with people like Sting, U2, Robbie Williams. He's played for people like the Queen, Obama, Putin. He's achieved 3 #1 hits record in Europe. He's written soundtrack and composed for major artists and movies. He's got over 1 million fans on social media. And just since COVID started, he's got 100 million views on his videos. Mesdames et messieurs, without any further ado, what I think is going to be the next Elton John and more, Stephen Ridley.
No pressure. Thank you so much, brother. We'll imagine the claps. Give us some claps in the comments, please. Amazing. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That's lovely.
Linda is asking if it's the same presentation a few days ago. It's not. This is something. This is live. You've never seen this.
Yeah, look, I deliver, when you're a Ridley Academy student, I like to deliver webinars. This is, the main focus of this is about piano. I want to demystify piano and in the subject of music as a whole, but really today we're gonna do some juice on piano.
Cool. Do you have any way to boost your signal? It's a little weak right now.
Boost my signal?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi.
I can see 120 megabytes upload, so I don't think I can get it much stronger.
Okay, that's good. Okay, then it's just waving your jam. I mean, I can hear you really well, which is really cool. So, Enja said, should we be sitting at the piano? Why not?
You can sit at the piano, but you won't need it. You won't need it at all.
Okay, cool. All right. So before we get started, there's really 2 questions I want to ask you, and I'm just going to leave the room to you because this is your show. One is, how the heck did you get started to become such a phenomenon? And 2, I know you've put a lot of work into creating, a school, a piano school, a singing school. Why did you do that? Why most big celebrities don't do that today, or they do just a little class, but you did a full-on training. And I really want to know why you did this. And I'm going to let you answer and go away.
Thank you, buddy. Amazing. Well, look, I don't consider myself like super famous. I'm not such a big shot just yet, but I do appreciate that. It's very lovely. My story is simple, and I'm going to give it you in 30 seconds. I come from a small village in the north of England with 40 people. The next youngest person other than me was my dad. I was terrifically bored, and I would escape with music. And when I went to school and when I engaged in life and when things got hard, I always had music. It was always this place that just took me away. And I sit down and I just disappear. And that's just got more and more as life's gone on. It's been the most beautiful friend to me. I didn't think that art was a realistic path. I became an investment banker. Fucking random. Thought I wanted to make tons of money, thought that would make me happy. It didn't. I was miserable. I was doing something I hated every day. And so I quit and I pushed a piano into the middle of the street. I started playing and I've been around the world doing that now. And still do. Except this year with COVID is like super weird. But I've been around the world. I've played. I've met all of my heroes. And I have a beautiful, beautiful life. Why did I make the school is kind of simple. I really do want this for everybody. Life can be beautiful. And, you know, I know a lot of people who are not artists. And when I'm traveling, I'm meeting particularly the people who organize the concerts and the backstage people. And then fans will come up to me after the show. And I can tell how much benefit having music in their life would give them. The ability to sit down and just take yourself in therapy. To, you know, you come home angry, then just... just feels... just feels good. Nothing feels quite like that, other than maybe burning the house down, but then where you're going to live. So I made the school because I want to make artists, and that's just it. It's just that simple. I feel like if I was a doctor and I saw people bleeding, I'd want to help them. I feel, you know, it's the skill I've got, and I know it can help people. So that's why I made the school. What is an artist? And that's how we're going to start today's seminar. Today's seminar, by the way, it's the first time I've done this seminar. We're here live, so that's going to be a bit of a throw me in the deep end. But today's seminar is about, I want to really let you go away with a few things. First, you really understanding what music is and what it isn't. I want you to understand that it can be simple and that it can be achieved by anybody. I want you to understand the mistakes that are currently being made, which is preventing most people from accessing this beautiful world of music, and how you're going to overcome those. And I'll tell you about a technology which I've made, which can make life much, much simpler and allow you to play 150 times faster than the way the rest of the planet has to learn. So without further ado, I'm here to make artists. And if you're here, it's because you're interested in becoming an artist, I hope. And even if that's just a shy kind of, ooh, maybe, that's okay. It's okay. A shy maybe is okay. Because the truth is, why would you be confident in today's world about becoming an artist? If you've ever tried with traditional education or watching these lights go down on YouTube screens, and I get why you would potentially have low confidence in your ability to become an artist. And an artist is such a big word, right? But what is an artist? An artist, I define very simply as one who can express their individuality in full through their art, in this case, music. I'm not here to make people who sound like me. We don't need a million Stevens. One is already too much. We don't need another Beyonce. We don't need another Bob Dylan. We don't need another Nina Simone. They already exist. Their work will live on forever. And the truth is, it costs me the same amount of time and attention and money to listen to Beyonce as the person who's almost as good as Beyonce. And, you know, Beyonce is good because Beyonce is being Beyonce. But you're you, and you have this incredible individuality. And when you find a way of being able to give voice to that originality through the language of music, you will be a powerful artist. Take any artist. What are they doing? They're telling their story from their perspective. Or sometimes they're telling somebody else's story, but from their perspective. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to unleash you as an artist, not just make some clone. We're not here to play like Steven and sing like Beyonce. That's not the goal. The goal is to play like you, to sing like you, to find out what your soul sounds like, and to meet yourself. That is what this is all about. That's why music's special. And it's fun. It's really fun. And one of the biggest problems I see in music education, and just so you know where I come from, by the way, I started playing when I was a kid, and I taught myself in a tiny little village. I was extremely confused. I didn't know what I was doing, but I fumbled and I stumbled. And after 10 years, I developed the most deep personal relationship with music possible. I'm just in love. I paint universes. I sit down and I wasn't thinking. It's not an intellectual exercise to me. It's extremely emotional. It's spiritual. I close my eyes and I go somewhere. And I was so passionate about music that when I went to school, all the teachers got real excited because I could play and I was pretty young. And they said, God, you're a genius. You've got to go to the Royal School of Music. And I went and I had formal training. And then I fell out of love with music. It became very intellectual, extremely complicated. Everything I did was invalidated. Sit like this, move your hands like this. You have to do this. And by the end of it, nobody becomes an artist like that. And you'll notice those schools don't really produce artists. They produce tens of thousands of people that sound the same with $250,000 in debt who've fallen out of love with music completely. One of the more common students I have in my academy is people who've been through that process. And they remember this time when they used to love music, when it was simple and beautiful, and then it kind of got lost. So I want to change that. And what we're going to do today is we're going to go through a few different things. I guess the first thing that I'd like to do is what's wrong? And if you've tried to learn before, or if you've ever had any experience of trying to sit down at this instrument or any instrument and try to figure out what is going wrong? What is this mistake that couldn't be fixed? Well, there's a few things. There's a few things that's going wrong. This instrument was invented in the late 1700s, and the technology of this instrument hasn't changed at all. We get a new iPhone every year. Like, cars now drive themselves, but this hasn't changed for 300 years. It's still taught in Latin, a language nobody speaks. It still uses complex symbology. It uses complex Italian, which one country on the planet speaks. And the way that it's taught is kind of back to front, because what happens when you go for a piano lesson? Well, the first thing you do is you sit down and they go, right, so today we're gonna play this. And you go, what? What even is this? What? I'm gonna play this? What? Why is it called the piano? Why is some notes white, some notes black? What does this pedal do? How am I supposed to sit? How am I supposed to do 4 things at once? Can you explain to me how I move my fingers like this? Because in life, we just tend to make grasping motions. And now all of a sudden, we're going to assume that you've got independent finger control. And then I'm going to tell you what to do by making you stand next to me while I do it perfectly. And then you watch and somehow you figure it out. But it's okay if you don't understand how to do it, because I'm going to give you this book full of symbols that you can't read. And that's going to help you read it. So when you get home, don't worry about it. Oh, that'll be £50, please. And come back next week. Yeah. So what's wrong with current piano education? Something like that. What's your alternative? Your alternative is you go on YouTube and you find a video where essentially you're kind of doing the same thing and the lights go down the screen and then you kind of play it when the light comes. Dude, I'm a great pianist and I can't do those videos. They're so confusing. And at the end of it, they're not making artists. At best, you will become a parrot who can play one song with no understanding. It's like learning to speak a language by just copying the sounds I'm making and not understanding what I'm saying at all, and not understanding how to build a language. So all you can do is say one sentence or play one song. And that's the most heartbreaking thing. I have this so often where someone will sit down and they'll play a song on piano. The first clue is that I can see that they're thinking about it. So they're not really connecting with the instrument. They're sitting there. They're remembering. They're remembering because they learned like a parrot, or they learned the traditional way, and they're so confused that now it's this big intellectual exercise, and they've lost what music's all about, which is the escape. It is that journey into the deepest parts of yourself, those things that you feel at the end of the night. See, Language is really limited. Language gives us this. But all my life, I've been feeling this. I feel things that can't be expressed in English. I was talking about this the other day. I was in the back of a car with a Russian lady, and she was saying, you know, it's very frustrating because people think I'm stupid because I can't express what I want to express in English. I could tell you in Russian, but I just don't know the words in English. I said, actually, I know exactly how you feel because I can express things in music, and there is no language to express these things. Where is the language for this? Or this? But I feel hope. What is that? What is that thing? Because I'm not here when I'm doing that. I'm in a universe. I made that song. It's a universe that I created, which is an insane, beautiful thing. So what are we going to do about this? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain what music really is, and I'm going to explain how to reapproach learning music in a way which will cut out so much nonsense. Because the truth is this: 99% of what is taught in traditional music education is completely unnecessary for being able to play the piano, for being able to write songs, for being able to express your individuality, which is what an artist is. Mick Jagger didn't need to go to the Royal School of Berkeley. Nina Simone didn't need to go to the Royal School of Music. They played, and when they played, their soul had a voice, and it connected with everybody else's soul, and we were lifted, and they will live forever in that art. That's music. Jimi Hendrix playing the guitar the wrong way round. Bob Dylan can't even sing in tune. See, the reality is you don't need to be as good as these schools and teachers and universities make you think that you have to be in order to play brilliantly and be a world-changing artist. And I've been doing this for a lot of years, and I've made millions of dollars from this job, and it wasn't because I knew the Latin word for gradually growing louder. It wasn't because I knew tons of symbols. It wasn't because I'd memorized how to play from this lesson 11 years ago. Like, that's not understanding. And the problem with learning that way is as soon as you stop for 2 months, you forget everything. And then you have those people that are like, oh, I used to play piano. What? That's like saying I used to drive. Dude, you can either drive or you can't drive. I used to be able to cook an egg. What happened? You must not have understood what you were doing when you were doing it, because you don't lose that. And that's the problem with this memorized approach to music, which is just everywhere. There's no understanding. And the reason there's no understanding is because the understanding of it has been so overcomplicated with so much complexity over time that now that understanding is getting lost and the quality of music is going down. And we don't have the Beatles coming out. We don't have the Rolling Stones. We've got My Anaconda Don't. My Anaconda Don't. And music's gone on this rapid decline. So again, what is the solution? Well, 99% of music theory and music in general, the way it's taught, is not needed. And the example that I love to give about this, because I like tennis, is Nadal. Nadal to me is the greatest tennis player of all time. Now, the truth is that somebody with an advanced physics degree could absolutely explain the way that the ball moves through the air, the vector of the ball, the velocity at which it travels. Somebody with advanced mathematics could look and they could do tons of trigonometry and they could work out the inertia and they could do all these incredible things with this complex theory. And that theory is true. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very true. But the fact is, Nadal doesn't need to know that stuff to be the best tennis player in the world. And equally, I don't need to know so much of what is in music theory to be the best artists in the world, these world global life-changing artists. I've been in the studio with some of my heroes. I've been in the studio with very, very famous people, and they talk in common sense language. They say, hey, give me something sad. And I go, they don't need me to talk in numbers and letters and hieroglyphics. They want somebody who can express something. And that's coming from understanding. I made that up on the spot. I didn't memorize it from some tutorial 6 years ago. I just know how to speak. And I'm here to teach you how to speak. I'd like to show you how to speak this language of music, which allows you to express these big, big parts of yourself, which you might not even know exist yet. You might not have met yourself until you sit down on this thing. You might not quite know the depths to which you go until you're able to give a voice to those depths. Maybe you feel it sometimes. Maybe you feel your potential sometimes in a really great moment or on the edge of a cliff. But I just get so emotional with this. Look, you get it. So what's the solution? The solution is we're going to make music really simple. The second part of the solution is I'm taking this off because it's super warm in here. I want to get passionate. I get a little hot. How's everybody doing, by the way? If you've got any questions, you can drop me questions in the comments. I'll answer anything. If anything I say is complicated, just hit me in the comments and I'll be very, very happy to answer anything. So, all right. Music is just 4 things. And when you understand these 4 things perfectly, you will have a complete understanding of music. You will know everything you need to know to play any song, to be able to write any piece of music, to be able to express your individuality in full. 4 things. That's it. So what are those 4 things? Well, these 4 things are the elements which make up all music. All music. Every piece of music you've ever heard, from Bach to Charlie Puth, contains only 4 elements, sometimes only 3. So what are they? And today I'm going to tell you what they are. So the first one of these is melody. Okay, what's melody? Melody comes from the Greek word melodia, which means to sing. Melody is the bit that we sing. It's the bit that we do in the shower. It's the bit we do in the car. It's the bit we do when nobody's looking. It's the bit we do when we're at the festival. It's the, I remember when we used to sing in a government yard in Trenchtown. We know melody. I don't need to go too complex with melody. I am going to tell you a little bit extra, but in a second. Melody is typically made of single notes. A note is just an individual unit of sound. This is a note. It's just a unit of sound. Here's another note. Here's another note. Here's another note. No. Here's another note. There. These are all notes. They're all just units of sound. And a melody is just a collection of notes in a certain order. And that's the bit that we sing. Or sometimes it's played by an instrument. I remember when we used to sing. So what's the second bit? The second part of music is chords. What is a chord? A chord is a really fancy word which basically just means a bunch of notes played at the same time. And this bunch of notes produces an emotion. See, the melody is giving your reaction to a situation. The lyrics are telling you the details. The melody is kind of telling you reaction. So I could say something like, I remember when we used to sing. And that could be a happy statement. I remember when we used to sing. It could be angry. I remember when we used to sing. I don't know if that was angry. Kind of got a bit inspired halfway. Or it could be Bob Marley. I remember when we used to sing. Which has got this like sweetness. So the melody is often just painting our emotional reaction to a situation. The chords are the emotional bed that goes underneath it. It's just a bunch of notes played at the same time. Example, this is the real way it's played. I remember when Now, if I keep the same melody, but with different chords, look what happens. I remember when we used to sing. Different, huh? Try again. I remember when we used to sing in a government yard in Trenchtown. That's chords. They're magic because they completely set the space that we're going to live in. They create the emotional environment. Music is what emotions sound like. It's what those parts of you sound like. So that's chords and that's melody. Now, how do you know what the right notes are to play? Okay, a melody is just a bunch of notes, and a chord is just a bunch of notes played at the same time. Melody, you don't play them at the same time. It's just one by one. This is a melody. Whatever. And this is a chord. Good. So how do I know what the right notes to play are? Because that'd be pretty useful, right? Well, that's this thing called a scale. A scale goes underneath these first two parts of music. A scale is, again, something which has been overly complicated. And if you take traditional lessons, you're going to be learning scales for 15 years. I came up with a way where I teach all of the scales ever made in human history in under 1 hour. Facts. Thank me later. But essentially, for the purpose of this webinar, what is a scale? A scale is just a bunch of notes which, when played, create a certain emotion. To be more specific, a scale is a rule set. And that's the best way to think about this. It is just the rule set. It says, look, you've got lots of black notes, lots of white notes. The scale says, this is a rule. And this rule says, you can play these notes and you cannot play these other notes. And if you follow that, by the end of it, it will sound like this emotion. So I'm going to say that again. We have lots of notes, and the scale says, this is the rule. You can play these notes, and you must not play these notes. And if you do that, the music will sound like this emotion. So, a really, really easy scale we can take. The name for this scale, and it's just a name. My name is Stephen. The name of this scale is C major. Major is the type of scale. That's sort of describing the emotion. Major scales tend to sound happy, inspiring, romantic, nostalgic, hopeful. And C is just the name of the note that it starts on. So good, we're having C major, but it's just a rule set. And this rule set says you must only play the white notes and you must not play the black notes. Cool. So now if I make a melody, I just basically pick any random notes from out of that scale. So let's just pick some random white notes. Great. Kind of like that. Now we have some chords. Chords is just a bunch of notes taken from a scale. Beautiful. Now I'm just making this up because the truth is when you know the scale, it's really easy. It's really, really easy. And that's kind of my point. Music can be this easy. By the way, we've only done 2 of the 4 things. The third is rhythm. Rhythm! What is rhythm? You know rhythm. No, you don't know rhythm. A lot of people say, I've got no rhythm. I've got no rhythm. Some people say I'm tone deaf. Tone deaf is just you've not learned the scale yet. A scale set's a rule set. If you don't know the rules, then you're going to be singing the wrong notes. Some people kind of just know the rules by listening to enough pop music. They work out the notes that kind of can and can't be included. But the fact is you can learn those rules. They're very simple. I teach all of the scales in 1 hour. And then you'll know the rules and then you'll never sing a bad note again. You'll never play a wrong note again because you'll know what are the right notes and the wrong notes in order to create that emotion that you want to create. So now rhythm. Rhythm, I've got no rhythm. I've got no rhythm. Rhythm is super simple. Rhythm is measured movement. It comes from a word rhythmos, which meant measured movement. Okay. Oh, this is going to be so complicated. Nope, it's not. It's not. For the purpose of this, rhythm is simply this. Let me grab a pen from somewhere. Here is a pen. Jolly good. Right. Now, this is a bit improvised on the spot, but that is what a live webinar is about. You see this paper? Good. This is a line and it represents time. You see that line? Kind of, not really. There you go. You can sort of see the line. Now, all of the notes of a song are going to happen at some point along this line. All rhythm is doing is saying exactly when they fall. We're going to have one here, one here, one here, and two here. Like 1, 2, 3. Something like that. Now, that's kind of a simplified version of it, but that's basically what it is. The notes of the song are either chords or their melody. Rhythm says, when do we play them? So melody says, these are the notes. Chord says, these are the notes. Great. When do I press them? When do I actually press them? And how long do I hold them? And when do I let them go? That's rhythm. So if I hold the notes for a long time, we could say that's a slow rhythm. If I play it faster, hey, yeah, yeah. I don't know where I'm going with that, sorry. Slight sidetrack. That's rhythm. It's vastly overcomplicated, but it's when we move. Even in dancing, even when we're dancing, it's right foot on the 1, left foot on the 2. It's telling us when do we do the movement? When do we press the note? When do we move our hand? When do we press the note? That's rhythm. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Or on the piano, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like dancing. Now, the difference between a good dancer and a good musician is how much they become the rhythm. It's the guy who's dancing like this and the guy who's dancing like this. And he's having a conversation and he's talking to the girl at the same time. He just knows what he's doing because he understands. I see so many musicians and they don't understand rhythm. And so they sound wooden. They look like a 14-year-old with their first boyfriend/girlfriend. It's so awkward because they're thinking, because this stuff's been overcomplicated, because the way that rhythm's taught is absolutely disgusting. It took me 22 years to learn rhythm. I teach all of rhythm to the level of a professional drummer in under 4 hours. We'll get into that. So then there's the fourth thing. We've got melody, the bit we sing. We've got chords, the emotion of the whole thing. We've got rhythm, how we're going to move and how we're going to measure that movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's the fourth ingredient, the most important ingredient, and that is emotion. Emotion. Emotion comes from 2 words, but to put into motivate, movement. It's to create movement in somebody else. And if we remember what an artist is here to do, it is entirely that. I need to express my individuality in a way which creates an emotional impact. That's the difference between somebody who plays for themselves and somebody who plays for others. But even if you're playing for yourself, you still need to be able to create an emotional impact in yourself. It's me sitting down and really feeling it. Now, the first 3 things create a feeling. The chords create a certain emotion. The melody creates a certain emotion. I remember when we used to sing in a government yard in Trenchtown. Abba song. Don't know the words to this song, but I felt something. And the rhythm's just how I'm going to move on that. Now, the emotion's the bit that I put in. And the truth is, emotion kind of comes naturally from you. It's the bit we start with. In fact, when you write music, it's the first thing you start with. You think, what is the emotional impact I'd like to create with this song. And then if you understand music, you pick the chords which express that emotion. You pick a scale, the rule set, which results in that emotion. And then you pick a melody from that scale, and then inevitably everything is contributing to that emotion. And all you're doing in rhythm is getting the speed of the emotion. Different emotions have different speeds. When you're angry, what does that beat like? Sometimes if you're just like quietly pissed, you'd be this. I am Iron Man. Boom, 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 right? If we're happy, we've got this. Is it too late now? Say sorry. Anyway, I'm kind of veering off topic here. The point is that all of this stuff is music, and there's nothing more than this. Every song you've ever heard, every song you've ever loved, every song you've ever wanted to play, everything is contained in those four things. But you will never access the fourth thing, the most important thing, if you're stuck on the first three. If chords and rhythm and melody and scales are so complicated to you, you will never be able to feel music. And because of that, you will never be able to produce feeling in other people. You will never be able to just let go. You'll never be able to just speak with your instrument. You'll never be able to just sit on the piano and, dude, tell me how you feel. I feel... It's the difference between, you know? And the reality is that the dude who can feel it is going to love it. And that's what we see in all the greatest artists. They're on stage and they love music. It's probably, you've had that experience in your life. If you're sitting here and if you're still with me, and thank you if you're still with me, it's because you've had that connection to music. But you've had that connection to music in the passenger seat, not in the driving seat. And I'm here to put you in the driving seat, because I promise you, whatever joy that you have ever received from music is not even 1% of what it feels like when it's coming from you, when you're in the center of that universe and it's just bellowing out of you. And if you really want to get high, put some other people in the room and feel how it feels for a whole room to change. The greatest thing in my life, I have two great pleasures in my life. I have two big purposes. One, I want to fill stadiums. I want to go around. I want to play songs that people love. Those songs that define your life. I want to play those, and I want to hear thousands of people singing them back to me. And the other thing I want to do is I want to make 1 million artists. How many good artists do you think there are on the planet today? 100? 200? 1,000 maybe? I'm talking like real artists. People who are really expressing their individuality in a way that creates a real emotional impact in you, that moves you when you listen to it. Not just some guy trying to sound like Justin Bieber because the record label said we need more Justin Biebers. Not that. I'm talking a true artist that rocks you in your core. How many is there? Well, I want to make 1 million. I want to make 1 million people that can do that and that have that for themselves. And my hope is that that has this echoing effect, because an art is incredibly important to a culture. My music is the soundtrack to what I want tomorrow to be like. I write love songs about a love I hope to have. This. That sweetness is. And the fact is that when anybody listens to this, it stirs up the same thing in you that it does in me. That's why music's important. That's why I want to make tons of artists. That's why I hope you also want to learn. So music's 4 things. All I did there: chords, rhythm when I'm playing it. I didn't even give you a melody, and some music doesn't have a melody. And I gave you a lot of emotion because I was able to understand what I'm doing. So how do we get to this place where we can learn really quick? And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I spent 7 years making something. I had to kind of reverse engineer how we relate to music. Nobody describes music in 4 things. Most piano teachers are worried that if they did that, they wouldn't have a student next week. And they're in the business of keeping you in lessons every single week for years and years and years. It takes the average person 15 years to get to grade 8 level, which is a mediocre level of being able to play a good deal of songs. I don't want that. I want to give somebody a course which allows them to speak the language of music, not just a few sentences, not just a few songs. I'm talking you play anything. You can write your own songs. You can express yourself. You can find yourself, and you can do that in a way that creates an emotional impact in you and others. I'm talking real self-therapy. I'm talking going home and just finding that place, creating that place, if I want to be more accurate, because you're going to get in the driving seat. The obstacle to doing this was that the way that it's currently taught is vastly overcomplicated. It's as if a whole world is making a business out of keeping it complicated. It's as if these universities want to convince you that you need a university professor in order to understand this stuff. Somebody to translate the Latin for you and keep you confused for just long enough. I'm not in that business. I don't care. I want to make artists. I want to make people. I want to have a world that has what I have and can create this much beauty in their life, not just for themselves, but for other people too. It just naturally is such a wonderful thing. It's such a wonderful thing. And I see in today's world, this year's been so weird. I'm like, I want to hear people's songs. I want to hear their stories. The dude who's, driving the Uber and he's wearing the mask, and I see he's like, there's a lot going on in there, and I want to hear it. I want to know what that sounds like. The dude on the bus, what's he sound like? The dude at Starbucks making the coffee and his perspective on the world. What's he thinking? What's in there? That's true art. I wrote a song once on a super yacht. There's all these rich people, and he asked me to make a song up, and I sat and I just gave my perspective. I want to be rich. I want to be rich like you. And buy some fancy shit. And everyone to think I'm cool. I just want the fame. Glide through life like it's nothing, screaming out your name. And they all want to give you something. Be a star. Fly around the world making love to a beautiful view. Life's so special. I want to feel special. Special like you. It was my perspective in a moment. And when I play that, it's bottled an emotion that I really felt at a time. And when I play it, other people that are going through stuff where they feel like that suddenly are given a voice. That's fucking music, dude. That's fucking music. So how are we going to do this? Well, I made a course. And I'm going to tell you about that course now. How do you learn in 3 minutes a day? Because normally it takes 4 hours a day. And this course, by the way, it takes around 6 months. The quickest person who's done it has done it in 2 weeks because they didn't do 3 minutes a day. They were going. But how do you actually get there? Well, my discovery on going through music is that actually, if you get rid of everything, there really are only those 4 things to all of music. And to fully understand those 4 things, you need to know it breaks down into about 55 individual steps. One of those steps, for example, is how do you move your hands independently? Like, how do I move fingers independently of the others? It's super simple, right? I came up with this thing called hand yoga. And it's essentially a ton of different exercises that get you to be able to move each finger independently and control your fingers independently. Kind of important if you're going to be playing the piano, right? But that never gets done. And because we skip that step, everybody sits down, they start playing, and they get this fumbly trying to open the bra, don't know what I'm doing type thing. Yeah, it's just skipped a step. And music education currently skips a whole lot of steps. So I designed a course which is just step by step. 55 of them. And each one is as simple as wiggle your finger. It's as simple as learning to brush your teeth. So I don't need 3 hours of practice every day. I need 3 minutes, because these are 3-minute simplicities. Everything is as simple as that. We learn the notes, all of the notes, in about 3 minutes on the piano. Very, very quick. And then you drill it for a couple of days at 3 minutes a day, maybe once in the morning, once at night, and boom, you've got it onto the next thing. And we do each thing to perfection. And that's how we build the wall. Instead of, I'm going to build a wall. No. I'm going to lay the brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. It's a simple action. Let's do it perfectly. Here's the next brick. And in a very short time, we have a wall. Now, this isn't learn piano in 40 minutes. It's not that. But this is learn piano in a way where you will have the ability to express your individuality in full, to create an emotional effect, to disappear in music, to have the self-therapy of music, to fully be able to master this subject, which is just 4 elements, in a very, very short space of time, roughly 150 times faster than the other way, with no confusion, with no words that you don't get, very, very simply. So I'm going to try and share my screen with you and show you what I built. Now, I don't know if I fully know how to do it. By the way, let me just check you guys' comments. Please do leave me some things. I'm feeling inspired. Good. I love that. Hell yes. Hello, Jocelyn. Amazing. Right. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and let me know if you can see the screen. You should be able to see it now. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it. No problem.
Yay! Great. Thank you, Serge. Good. Introducing the screen sharing facility. Hold on, I've lost my mouse. Where did my mouse go? Let me grade him back. And I go, that. Jolly good. Oops. Yeah, I get rid of him. And I go here. Great. This is the complete piano masterclass. This is what I'm talking about. What is it? It's the Holy Grail, baby. Because it will save you years. You will learn piano 150 times faster. It does only take 3 minutes a day. It is music made simple. It's a new approach with no complexity. And you can master the subject of music as a whole. I don't just mean piano. I mean the subject of music as a whole. Because guess what? All of modern music was made on a piano. It was made by people like Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, Tchaikovsky. They wrote music for whole orchestras, and they did it on a piano, because on a piano you have this huge keyboard and you can see all of the different ranges that each instrument can play. Most instruments can just play a narrow range from like here to here, or from here to here. And so on the piano you can write for lots of different instruments. And that's where all of modern music comes from. We evolved from that. All heavy rock is still just classical played on different instruments. Pop music is just a very narrow range of classical. It's just 3 chords. Classical had a lot more chords. But when you learn piano and you fully understand those 4 things that I've told you and what makes them in a way that you can do it all, you can play all music, because that's how all music was made. And then you will become a true musician. You will achieve the freedom and the fun of fully connecting with music, because ultimately this is fun. It's not brain surgery. We're not doing taxes. We're learning music. It's very, very fun. So I'm going to run you through extremely quickly what this is. And at the end of this, there's going to be a little treat for you all. And I'm going to give you one more tip actually at the end of this, which stay with me, and I'm going to change you. That's going to be cool. Good. So boom, reasons students fail. That's the first thing we're going to look at, because the truth is there's only 5 reasons why a student fails in any subject. I've already told you one of them. It's language. If I say the sentence, the dog is black, and you don't know what the word dog means, that will look like nuclear physics to you. In fact, the only reason nuclear physics looks complicated to you is because you don't know what the words and symbols mean. If you did, it would be as easy as the dog is black. That's one reason. We've got 5 of them. I tell you what they are. Then I'm going to break down how we use those rules and we create rules from them to practice like a pro. This is how we get into the 3 minutes a day thing. And you're going to understand right at the start how to do this. Then I'm going to give you a piano orientation. How does this thing work? It's pretty good before you get into, you know, driving a car or frying an egg to understand how does the pan work, what is fire, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people playing piano, I speaking to a really, really big musician, they don't even know why it's called a piano. I'll give you that for free right now. A piano, the actual word for a piano is a pianoforte. It's two Italian words, piano, which means soft, and forte, which means loud. It's called a quiet loud. And the reason is because before this, there was another keyboard instrument and it only played one volume. It was called a harpsichord. So when they brought this out, they called it a quiet loud. Now, just knowing that kind of gives you a clue of how you're supposed to be playing this thing. You know, you see these people and they're very, everything's piano. And you see some people just forte all day long. I'm more of a fan of the forte, to be honest. But the fact is, it's a pianoforte. You're supposed to do both. Then we're going to do the finger gym. That's getting that independent hand movement. The scales resolution. As I told you, scales are the fundamental thing which tell you what are the right notes and wrong notes to play. This normally takes 15 years to learn in traditional education. You have to learn each note one by one by one. You have to memorize over 1,800 combinations of notes. And they're the rule sets. I came up with a way of teaching you 22 structures for all of the scales of human history. And you actually only need to know 2 structures to know all of the chords of modern pop music of the last 60 years. And you learn that in 20 minutes. You can learn all of them in an hour. You can learn 2 in 20 minutes. Boom. Then we do 2 hands, finger work, getting smooth. Finger work is, for example, how do I move up this piano? I've only got 5 fingers. How did that sound like I was just playing continuously? That's what I mean by smooth. It's how do we navigate up and down the piano in a way which is seamless and painless, and to the listener, they just can't hear that you're moving. There's a bit of a technique to that, so we go into that. Chords. You know what chords are. Collection of notes. Rhythm. Boom. This is the best section on the course. This will give you the equivalent of a full drum education. It is stunning. And I have people, drum teachers on my academy. We have 58,000 students in Ridley Academy. I have drum teachers that have done this section, and they say that I teach more in this than they knew themselves as teachers. Boom. And then we get the complete guide to reading and writing music. Again, in 4 hours, I teach you how to read and write music at speed. The modern way, the classical way, sheet music, internet music, you get all of it. And then we go into learning songs effectively. This is where we get that 4th ingredient of music. This is the emotion. This is where you put you into it, which comes in this, bringing songs to life. Dynamics and performance. Dynamics comes from a Greek word, dynamikos, meaning power. It's how do we get power in this music? It's, we could have had it all. Power. And performance, which is putting it in somebody else's world. That is the Piano Masterclass, the complete Piano Masterclass. It is a fully guided step-by-step journey, 12 courses in one, 228 simple and entertaining videos. This is not masterclass.com. This is not some cute words, and in the end of it, you can't really do anything. This is not a YouTube tutorial where you're going to be there confused, practicing one song for weeks, and in the end of it, just know one song and still not really understand what the fuck is going on. This makes you an artist, somebody who can express themselves and their individuality in full. This is really learning music. Really. Saying anything. Not learning one sentence, but speaking the language. Giving voice to you. So, today there's a bit of a deal going, as you might have guessed. And I'm going to tell you what's going to get thrown in there because I just want to give the absolute maximum value. So, boom, we've got the complete Piano Masterclass. That's a $3,000 program. We sell it every single day at $3,000, but you will not be paying $3,000 today. Next, we have the Scales Masterclass. It's a $400 course. That's the one that teaches you all of the scales of human history, all 22 of them. Literally had to go to libraries in Durham to get these books that are more than 1,500 years old to write this section. $400 and you'll know every scale of human history, meaning you can express every emotion because a scale is a group of notes which expresses a certain emotion. Major, happy, inspiring. Minor, kind of more sad. Major again. Resolution. That's 2. There's 22. Here's another one. That's the third one. And then we're going to give you lifetime membership to my private Facebook mentorship group. That, by the way, is $1,500 a year, but you get lifetime membership included. I'm going to tell you what that is in a second. So that comes to $5,000 essentially, but you are not paying $5,000 today, even though, by the way, that would be an insanely good deal, and I'll explain why. Boom, Scales Masterclass. You will unlock the secret that allows I don't know why it says sure, but it allows us a good ability in music composition and improvisation. And the Scales Masterclass, which gives you 15 years of education in 90 minutes. It's all the 22 scales of human history. It is the key to composition and improvisation because what is melody? It's just some notes taken from a scale. What is chords? It's a bunch of notes taken from a scale. That was improvisation. I was just using a scale, and it will save you 15 years. Then you have this Facebook mentorship group. That's because I wanted to combine the convenience and the fun and the joy of learning by yourself in this kind of Netflix style way, being able to go at your own speed, because you can do more than 3 minutes a day, but you only need to do 3 minutes a day, the same amount of time you spend on the toilet. Because I wanted to make this real, doable, achievable. You get this for real. So 3 minutes a day, but you can do it faster. And then I combine that with this Facebook mentorship group. And that group is where you can ask questions. It's where you can come on, and there's this private group. And I take you through the latest developments. I take you through, oh, I just figured this thing out, try this. And if you have any questions on the course, if there's anything that you wanted extra information on, you can ask it. And I do these live streams just for the group members, and I answer in comments, and I'm fully on that. It's not somebody who works for me. It's not some other guy. It's me, Stephen Ridley, on the Facebook group with you. Direct access. Who has this worked for? Beginner level pianist with no experience? I would say that's the most common person who does our program. More than half the people have never, ever played. It works for former students who gave up. You're going to realize within 2 hours, if you didn't already on this webinar, you're going to realize in 2 hours what was wrong with your former education. Because it was a lot. And you will appreciate this more than anybody because you'll have tried the hard way and understand just what a big deal this is. It works for amateur pianists who want to make professional quality music. The difference between an amateur and a professional is that ability to put emotion into the music. Ultimately, it's having a sufficient understanding of these fundamentals to be able to really let go and just be one with the instrument. It should be an extension of you. Just like when you're writing in a notebook, it becomes part of you. It becomes an extension of your mind. Well, this is an extension of your soul. It's an extension of you. And it works for amateur pianists who want to go pro and make money doing what they love. And I've been doing that now for 9 years, made millions of dollars doing the thing that I love the most, which still kind of is crazy to me. I don't honestly get that. It's so fucking cool. Good. Success stories. Serge, you tell me if you can hear these. Yes. This is fire. You've changed my daughter's life. I love this girl. She doesn't even speak English, by the way. I bought this course because I trust you. I thought it would be a nice thing to do together with my daughter, but I was nervous as she doesn't speak English. She's Russian. We planned to watch one video every day, but we found you very entertaining. So we did the course in 4 weeks, and now she is a genius. She just got accepted into Moscow Conservatory, and she wants to do this with her life. You've given me a gift beyond words. Let me see if this will play because she is brilliant. You hear that?
No, I don't get the sound.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you have to
so good.
Get the sound of the computer in the thing.
I need to do that. All right. Well, he's saying nice things. She's saying nice things. Now she's singing and she sounds incredible. And she's like,
maybe if you put the sound a little loud, I don't know.
Nah, it's just coming through my headphones.
Okay.
This is a 5-year-old who's about to play perfectly. You kind of have to fill in the blanks with that one. Is the training worth your money? Well, look, this is This is some more things. This is a dude with 7 Grammys. He's actually got 8 Grammys now. He just won another Grammy. Is it worth your money? Well, is a life skill worth your money, essentially? Is gaining a skill that you can use for life? This isn't a vacation. This isn't going for a coffee. It's not buying, a car or a new jacket. It's gaining a skill that you can enjoy for the rest of your life. To play songs in your retirement, to sit down and just unwind. I don't know what your goals are in life, but I know that you're going to have a lot more fun achieving them when you can come home on the hard days and just escape and run away. I know that you're going to have a much better quality of life from being able to inject beauty into all of these moments, to amp it up, to write dreams, to write a soundtrack to your life, and to enjoy that process, because it is beyond the best thing that I do with my time. So what are you going to get? We got the piano masterclass. We got the scales masterclass. We got lifetime membership to my private Facebook mentorship group, which is $5,000 bucks. But we have a 15-minute deal, which starts when the goofy English dude, that would be me, stops telling you all the awesome add-ons. Yeah, because guess what? There's going to be a lot more. We're going to throw in a ton of stuff. But the deal with this isn't going to drag out. This is going to be very, very quick. It's going to be a 5-minute cycle right now. Not even, maybe 2 minutes. I'm going to tell you a bunch of amazing free stuff that I'm going to throw in on top of this. And then I'm going to start the timer. And then you've got 15 minutes. And if you buy in those 15 minutes, you will get bonus number 1, the ability to instantly play 20 pop songs on the piano right now. That's a 20-minute course. You can do it tonight, right now, and you can play 20 songs immediately. Then you've got another crash course. This is kind of the big brother to that course, and it's how to play any pop song. Any pop song. That course takes about an hour. That's not going to get you playing like astonishing. It's not going to get you playing like that. That course is going to get you playing like that. This is bonus number 3. It's Pro Pianist. 7 tips to start sounding like a pro. These are nice, quick courses. You could do all 3 of those courses right now. It'd take you about an hour and 40 minutes to do all of them. And you would be able to sit down and do something like this. Is it too late now to say sorry? Boom. Hand yoga. I've told you what that is. That's building up the hands of a pianist. This section is actually taken from the full piano masterclass, but we did it as a standalone because so many people were having such big wins on that we made it its own program. Boom. Then you're going to get a basic, the basics of my professional singing course. This is how do you find and unlock your voice? Because a lot of people who play piano also want to be able to sing at the same time. Really useful for when you're writing songs. Really useful for when you're finding melodies. So we're going to throw that in. And I'm going to give you a 77-page thing that I wrote. Very simple English. It's conversationally written. And it is a full guide to vocal performance and care. It is really all you need to know to unlock your voice. It is an incredibly, incredibly simple way to find your voice. Your voice. Not sounding like Elton John, not sounding like Stephen Ridley. Sounding like you. Unlocking your voice, your sound. Because your body is a unique instrument. You know, you can't get mad that you don't sing like Beyonce when Beyonce is this big woman with a long neck and a certain shaped face. And let's say you're a 4'5" Asian chick. Of course you're going to be different. That's like comparing a ukulele and a bass guitar. But I'm going to teach you how to play the instrument you've got, which is your own body. That is what comes in the singing program. So that's everything that we're offering here today. This is what I like to call the complete artist package. Because by the end of it, there's not much else that you really need to know. This is covering everything. Maybe you're a dad and a golfer and a businessman. Well, now you can add on artist. Maybe you're a mother, or maybe you're a student, or maybe you're just a gardener, or whatever roles that you have in your life, you can now add on artist with this and fully become you, an artist. Not a sounds like, not a pretending to be, not a dressing up as, not faking it, not just going on Instagram and pretending, like for real being an artist. Doesn't mean you've got to do it with your life, but it does mean that you'll have all of the benefits that being an artist can give. So what are you going to get now? Huh? We got a piano masterclass. We got a scales masterclass. We got 1-year membership to me directly through the private Facebook group. By the way, that's going to be a lifetime membership. So scratch that. You're getting full lifetime membership. On top of that, we've got 6 early bird bonuses, which gives us $6,000 package, but you will not be paying 6 Gs today. I do want to say though, because there's a lot of people, many of whom may be on this webinar right now, who will have bought this for 6 Gs because we sell this all the time at 6 Gs. It is phenomenally good value at 6 Gs. I will explain this in a second. My keyboard stopped working. Look, if all this did was give you all the tools you need to give yourself the self-therapy of being a musician, to put you in the driving seat. You know, you got those songs that you love and then you go to them and you fall in love, but then after you've played them like 200 times, they don't feel like anything anymore. Well, imagine just being able to real time make up songs about how you feel, sit down and express yourself like that and have that satisfaction times a million because it's coming from you and it's tailored. It's a bespoke suit that you made for yourself and it fits fucking perfectly. Imagine that. Imagine if all this did was help you have more fun and stop trying to chase down all of your questions over the internet and spending years in traditional lessons. Would it be worth it? And if all it did was allow you to get noticed for your art by your friends and family, would it be worth it to go to a party, sit down and play people some songs? What is a true life skill worth to you? $1,000, 10, 25. How much would you pay to get a complete toolkit produced in simple language that can give you this skill for life in just a few weeks? You can see why others are paying over $6,000 for my training. Look, I'll explain why this is a good deal, and it will make sense to a lot of people who've ever tried proper music lessons. So music lessons, on average, about $50 a week. So you're going to be doing 5 of those a month, $250. You're going to be doing that for 12 months. That's 3 Gs a year. And you're going to be doing that for 15 years. That's 45,000. 45,000 of blood, sweat, and tears, of 4 hours practicing every day, of confusion, of Latin, of trying to memorize things instead of fully understanding them, of trying to learn a language by copying rather than just knowing it, just having it within your soul. And that's 45 Gs and 15 years. So when a dude comes along and says, listen, it's 6 Gs, and with that, you can sing, you can fully understand everything, you'll understand all the chords of history, and by the way, you'll be an artist. You can see why that is a great deal at 6 Gs, but it is not 6 Gs today. Not for you. You can see why it's a good deal at 6 Gs. But today, my friends, it's $1,487. It's $1,487 for the rest of your life, to be an artist forever. To be able to work that out over the rest of your life. If you're going to live another, 50 years? What is that, like $3 a year or something? Maths is not good. $30 a year.
It's really incredible. By the way, guys, all you have to do is click on the offer. I've released the offer. You got 15 minutes to get.
Let's start the 15 minutes now.
Yes.
I'm going to put a timer on my phone right now.
Yes.
You can also do the multi-payments. That's 5 payments of $400. Obviously, that adds up to $2,000. It costs us a bit to administrate that. We have a lot of people that buy this on credit card and then work out their own kind of payment scheme. If you're already a member of Ridley Academy, I think you need to sign in to buy this. So you might need to reset your password if you don't know your password. If you're not yet a member of Ridley Academy, then, you can just go ahead and buy it. Super simple. Time starts, actually started about 30 seconds ago. All right. So look, you got 2 choices, and this is really, really simple. You can do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free, and I'm going to explain that. Or you've got a second option. You can make a small investment compared to the value you're going to get and give it a shot. If it works, great. If not, you just ask for your money back and you'll get it. Because we have a 28-day warranty, you can come to me after 27 days and 59 minutes and 23 hours, and you can reach out to me personally and say, hey, you know what? This course didn't work. I've been doing this course and I can't play anything and you're full of crap and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and I'll say, no worries. Right back at you.
And I know for the fact the only people that you ever refunded was people who didn't do it.
Yeah, it's true. We've had probably four or 5 refunds out of 58,000 people, and they've always unanimously been somebody that never opened the program. And they write to me and say, hey, you blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, you never logged in. And they go, okay. But no problem. Boom. Take it back. I'm not here to leave people unhappy. I'm here to give a gift. I'm here to try and help the world, to make 1 million artists, to put beauty into the world. And that's it. So if you're not happy, if you're not dissatisfied for whatever reason, you get in touch and boom, you can take it back. So then the real question is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check this out? If it did half of what I said, would that not just be the most incredible thing in the world? But it doesn't. It does everything. It will make you a talented musician. It will make you happier. It will give you the ability to play with confidence and sincerity, and create the music that you want to create. Only 3 reasons if you didn't sign up immediately. 1, you don't believe it works. That's why we made the money back guarantee. 2, you don't believe it's valuable. I don't know how else to say this, but there is no better, genuine way to learn music to this level of understanding without spending at least 100x more than this and going to the highest university and then coming out of that a bit depressed and confused about what just happened. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is about 0.3 cents for every time it's going to make you feel insanely incredible. Don't know what else to say on that. And 3, you don't have enough time, which is why the course is 3 minutes a day. I don't know anybody on the planet that doesn't have 3 minutes a day. I'm a busy dude and I still waste a good hour every day. So I'm sure you can find 3 reasons.
Guys, I'll tell you something from my personal story. People are getting the deal. It's amazing. It's 15 minutes. I spent a lot more money than that trying to learn.
Yeah.
I did for 2 years piano lessons. I was paying like 50 euros per hour. Just do the math. It was a lot more money than this. And like I'm about halfway through and it's unbelievable. My understanding of writing and reading music has exploded. I had no idea, like nobody. And I have bought an app called Joey Tune I played for 18 months. It's a little app where you get, like little read sheet and you can play music and you follow. I've done it for 18 months. I learned more in a few evenings with this technique than I did in 18 months or 2 years of taking piano lesson. It's an incredible deal. And
you can find me. We made a Trust pilot this week. We literally just made it. But you go on there and there is somebody who says on that they're a music teacher and they learned more in 2 weeks than they learned in 20 years of being a music teacher.
Oh yeah.
It's hard for me to say this stuff without being braggadocious, but the fact is I can be a bit braggadocious about it because I know the other way. I know what the other way looks like, and I know that this is the only thing on the planet that does this. And I'm incredibly proud about it, and I want people doing it because I want them to have this skill. I want them to be able to. I see it in the eyes of people when I'm on the stage. I see this like slight longingness, this slight, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
I see it constantly. And so
you actually should share the link of Trustpilot. It's an unbelievable, just open 23 positive reviews, like an absolute unique approach to unlock your voice in your body, freedom at your fingertips. I mean, the reviews which are coming in are unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it, guys. And you can get it nowhere at this price. $1,500.
If my videos are working, I had a 7-time Grammy Award winner telling you how great. I had all these people that have done the course. We've got these video testimonials. I'm gonna have to figure that out for the next time we do one of these. But it will blow your mind. It will blow your mind, and it will change your life. And that's why we're here. That's why I'm putting my time into it. Serge was a student of mine who reached out to me and was like, "Look, I want to help you get this. Let's reach some more people with this." People who do this become passionate about music. They become passionate because they understand.
Yeah.
They understand the value of it. How can you be passionate about cooking if you've never cooked?
Yeah.
Or if you think that you need talent to cook an egg. You don't need talent to cook an egg. You just need somebody to teach you how to cook an egg. You don't need talent to be able to drive a car. You just need somebody to teach you how to drive a car. The idea that talent is even a thing shows you how bad education must be. That the only way that you can possibly know this thing is talent. Which, by the way, is a Latin word. It comes from talentia, which means God-given. So the only way you're going to work this out is if God comes down from the sky and touches you with the grace of music.
Yeah.
Or
and Steven, I want to welcome Alexander Leichel, who just got the whole deal. Marina Dessenberg got the whole deal. Lavonda just got the whole deal. Ludia Aka Wolrab just got the whole deal. Tatiana Romanov just got the deal. Nicola Flock. So many people are getting the deal. Guys, this is the deal of a lifetime. If you are passionate about music, even maybe not as much as Steven, but you're passionate about it.
Hey, look, if you give me a hard time, people give me a hard time on the passion thing, right? Look, nobody who's a musician ever tells me I'm too passionate about music, because they get it. The only people that the people that don't, every time I'm like, dude, just give me like 10 hours. Just give me 10 hours. Because it's the most amazing thing on the planet. It's the most amazing thing. I can go anywhere. I can be anywhere. I can feel how it feels. I played Johnny Cash, which is how Serge met me.
Yeah.
I played Johnny Cash in Los Angeles, and he was in the audience, and he came up to me and he said a very, very kind thing. And well, when I'm playing that,
I want to say what I said. I said, in my life, I've been to 3 concerts. Paul McCartney, Robbie Williams, and Stephen Riley. I did the Gummy concerts. I had more emotion than I had with the Beatles. I am not kidding. That's personal. That's just my statement. And I said, I want to help you, get people to know about your academy, because the way you teach is unbelievable. I mean, if you're actually at this time, I didn't know how his teaching was, but then I bought the academy and I did it, and it's unbelievable. I mean, there is nothing like it. I have tried everything. There's nothing like it. It's just made simple to the point, without all the unneeded data. There's an ocean of data that you don't need, and I promise you, if you work hard at it, you will more progress as an artist in days than you've done in years. And Trustpilot, as I said, just maybe you can share your screen. It's unbelievable. 23 reviews in like a week time, and people are going crazy about this. This is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
I mean, they can go on Trustpilot. You just open it up. But I wanted to tell you, there's a good friend of mine and somebody I look up to a lot. His name's Grant Cardone. He says there's 4 levels of action. There is do nothing action. It's actually impossible to do nothing. There's no such thing as doing. You're always going to do something. But okay, there's the do nothing. Then there's the retreat. That's the second level of action. Retreat is backing away. Look, if you're doing that, you're dying. If you see something, you want something, and then you back off it, you are dying. That is the road to death. I'm withdrawing from life. We see that in these times of COVID. So often people withdraw, businesses cut back. They're dying. That's a dying business. You need to be out there. You need to be reaching things, doing things, new activities, new. That's life. And the third level of action is normal action. It's a normal reach. Okay, that's good. That's good. I clock in. I do the 9 to 5, but that's good. I go for pizza on a Friday with my friend. That's good. I'll do the same thing next week. It's normal action. I'm not withdrawing, and I'm not doing nothing because that's impossible, but I'm kind of just ticking along. And the ruin of that, I did that for most of my life, is that you go to sleep knowing you're not really using your potential. And you're not using the potential because there is a 4th level of action, which is massive action. It's boom, boom. It's no distance between a decision and an execution. That is how you create time. You go decision, action, decision, action, decision, action. And then you get stuff done. You move in life. That's how you go forward. That's when people say, how come you've done all these things? I've been an investment banker, had 3 businesses, blew one of them really, really, really up, blew one of them really, really down, been around the world, met presidents, met royalty, made some #1 records, done. Right now, I have 3 businesses. I have a music career. I do this academy. How do you do that? How do you do that? Massive action. Massive action. It's decision, action, decision, action. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm certainly not going to retreat. I'm in. And I get it done. And there's a reason nobody else built this school, because having done it, it was hell. It was hell. It was hell to figure this out, because I had to start from scratch, as if I'm an alien coming to music for the first time. The joy is that I love music just enough, and I have a strong sense of purpose with this project that I got it done. And through the Facebook mentorship, it gets better and it gets better. I constantly do these live streams. So I'm like, guys, you've got to see this. So it's an ever evolving thing. But if you have any aspect of you, which is like, you know what? Boom, just go. Change your life. Give yourself a gift. You just won't regret it.
Yeah,
we don't have people.
Comments I want to take up. Maybe you can answer.
Any questions? I can answer them. We've got 5 minutes left.
Yeah, we got. How many minutes do we have left?
We've actually got about 5 minutes left on the timer.
Okay, yeah. Katie was saying that refunds takes forever to come. So she was like a bit worried. She says Airbnb takes 2 weeks or whatever.
No, refunds instantly.
Yeah, if you just but just don't buy it if you don't want to do it. If you buy it, do it, and if you do it, it's going to change your life. And
yeah, this is real simple, by the way. If you don't want this, I'm not here to try and make someone who doesn't want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you want to do it and start, because we've never had anybody who started who refunds.
Exactly.
So
yeah, don't buy it to not do it. Just do it to do it. This is not just about, of course it's a commitment, but it's,
just trust me on this, and you'll know this, Serge. Start the course, open up the first video, and watch about 30 minutes, because there's an introduction and there's a bit which talks about scheduling. The fact is, this idea that you've got no time comes from the fact that you actually just not made time. Of course, you've got no time because you schedule your life perfectly for the actions and activities that you have in your life. And when you add another action or activity, it means having to re-go at that schedule and insert some time. Now, some people do that automatically, but for those who don't, there's a very simple technique to being able to reschedule something to make time for something. And when we're talking about 3 minutes a day, it's super doable. So my advice is you grab the course, you start right now, open it up, or if you're at work or something, start tonight, maximum 24 hours, and just start with that first chunk. Write the schedule, do the schedule. That's it. Then you've got it. Then you're going to make it. Then you're going to have an incredible, incredible experience.
Yeah.
It's an incredibly fun, rewarding experience. This is not work. This isn't like, oh my God, I've got to practice today. Read the reviews. Every single review is like, I couldn't wait to play, because this is enjoyable. I'm here to give you the passion of music. I'm here to give you the real love of this subject and ability. You're not going to want to stop. That's just how it is.
Yeah, Olga says, guys, his master class really works. I bought it 3 months ago. I didn't believe that I could play the piano, but now I started writing my own song. I shared it with my friends, and they were surprised of the result I got in so short time. If you really want it, just do it. Follow your dream and enjoy it every single day.
Thank
you. All right,
Olga. Yeah, that's awesome. I've actually seen Olga's in the private Facebook mentorship group, and she posted a couple of videos in the last couple of weeks. Stunning musician. But wasn't a musician last year, 3 months ago wasn't playing. And now I get the joy of being able to sit and watch her playing.
Yeah. It's funny. People can't. Kate said, I want to do it, but there are dozens of programs out there that changed my life, and they're all super essential. Tony Robbins, Dean Grotowski, Jim Quilk, Mind Valley. They all say this will change my life. You know what? They have not.
Yeah. You know why? Because what did you really get out of that? They were all just talking about living, not actually living. I'm not talking about the theory of learning piano. I'm talking about actually learning piano. I'm not talking about hypothetically doing something. All of these gurus about life is just, you need to do this and do, but you're not actually doing it in the room. You're just talking about it like everybody on the fucking planet. There's a really good joke. A writer goes into a bar and he says, I'm working on a book. And the other writer says, neither am I. And it's a joke, because you wouldn't be in the bar if you were writing a book. The fact is, the internet's full of people saying it's all gonna, shoulda, woulda, coulda. This isn't that. This is actually doing it. That's like Olga, where you're actually going to be posting a video on my private Facebook group, actually playing the piano, not thinking about it. Not one day in the future, maybe I'll do something if I just listen to Tony Robbins every week and spend 5 G's every time I go to his show. Maybe one day this is it. This is life living right now. Life skill happening now, today.
Yeah. Kathy asked, do I need a piano at home to do it?
No. Great question. Sounds stupid. What? I'm going to learn piano without a piano. No, you don't need a piano or a keyboard to start the course. And the reason is that one of the first videos, it gives you an orientation of the piano. And then I tell you the differences, and I show you on video the differences between a piano and a keyboard. We take them all to pieces and you can see inside. And then I talk about how to buy a piano. And that section is just for people that don't yet have one. And I go into basically how to get an amazing piano without really spending very much money at all. Because it turns out the resale market of pianos is, you can get a free piano in any place on the planet. I've played in tens of countries, and I always get free pianos because there's always somebody wanting to get rid of their piano. And when you know what you're looking for in a piano, super easy. So I'd actually recommend, if you don't have one, don't buy one yet.
Yeah.
So get started with the course, go through that section, then buy one. By the way, what also comes with this, Serge, it's a thing that we haven't said, but I've just made, we're constantly updating this program. It constantly gets better. You'll always get the update. But I've just made a list of like my favorite keyboards and pianos at different price points. And I've kind of made this review document. So they'll get that also, and that'll help them.
Guys, I have never seen so much people taking out the offer. I just want to welcome a lot of people to the Academy. that just came in. It's going to blow your mind. I'm telling you, it's going to blow you. I just want to welcome Ironia Diaz, Karina Shuba just got it, Armina got it, Angie, Alexander Leichel, Marina, as I said, Lavonda, Lulia, Titania, Nicola, Isabel, so many people. Guys,
awesome.
It's going to blow your mind. We have 2 more minutes to go.
I just want to make sure I get all of it. Sorry, I just want to make sure I get any comments. I cut you off there, but sure. I'm just reading through the comments and we got some questions here. I want to make sure that everybody feels like they got value and that I can. Sure. I'm not leaving anybody.
Lynn wants me to do something. I only have this keyboard.
Here we go. We've got Anja who says, "I just got your piano crash course. It's the introductory course. The really, it's a very mini course. Can I start with it before I do the whole masterclass?" So essentially, they're really, really different things. The piano masterclass is making you a full artist with a full understanding of music. You become you, the artist. It is just, there's nothing like it on the planet. It is the Rolls Royce of piano education. Those short courses, they're kind of like a party trick. They're just to give you a quick win. And the reason that I made those courses, honestly, is just I wanted people to understand how easy music can be, because everybody has this idea that you've got to be talented or a genius, or people look at me playing and they think I'm like from another planet. So the purpose of those little courses was just to show you how easy it is, but they don't replace actually having the understanding and really being able to speak music and feel music, which is that's that meat and gravy. That's the piano masterclass. That's what that gives you. Stephen, good name, my friend, says, "Can you please elaborate on the 55 steps a bit more?" Well, in the interest of time, I'm going to be very, very brief. But essentially, it goes like this. It was when I was younger, I learned how to fly a plane. And there's an interesting statistic that 91% of people that start playing piano quit within the first year. That's how bad that education is. That's traditional lessons. 91%. In flight school, 99% of people who start flight school end up being able to fly. And the reason for that is that it's life and death. They had to figure a form of education that worked. Otherwise, we lose planes and we lose people, both of which are quite expensive. So they didn't do that with music, and music education sucks. Now, when I was learning to fly, they go about teaching you in a really different way. Everything's done in a step-by-step way, and you master one step before you're allowed to do the next step because your life's on the line. Well, I took music and I broke it down in that way. So before we even touch the piano, I want you to be able to move yourself in a way that when you get on the piano, that's already in. I want you to fully understand what the piano is. I want you to be able to sit there and be comfortable with the instrument, knowing how it works. I want you to know all of the understanding that you need to know before you even press a note, because then when you get to pressing a note, you've not got any attention on that stuff. So your mind is fully there on the next simple task we're doing. Let's learn the notes. Cool. Now we know the notes. I can start to teach you scales, which is a collection of notes. Cool. Now we know some scales. I can start to teach you melody, which is just notes made up from the scale. Good. Now you know melody. We can put chords under. It builds like this. Yeah. I don't want to over confuse you, but that's how this works. And that's why it works, because I'm never giving you more than one thing at one time. And that's it. And it's fully guided. The video fully takes you through it. You fully see how to do it. And boom, you get it. Then you're on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Each thing's just
action value. And I mean, the details, I've been working with Steven. I've never seen somebody, Leonardo da Vinci used to say that perfection, that the way to achieve perfection is through details, and that perfection is not a detail. And, he really goes into, the method is really well done. Caddy asks, is this a lifetime membership for everything, right?
Lifetime, you pay once, you've got it forever. Yeah. The same with the Facebook group. Normally, the people who buy membership to the Facebook group, we have an annual subscription, but we're actually going to change that to a lifetime membership. You're going to get lifetime membership as a free bonus. Yeah,
if for some reason you didn't get the offer, you can write, or if there's any issue, your credit card didn't go through, you had some issue, you can write to, whether it's support@ridleyacademy.com.
Mm-hmm.
And
support@ridleyacademy.com. That's correct.
Support@ridleyacademy.com, and we'll make sure, if really honestly you wanted to have it and you couldn't go through, we'll make sure you get the deal. You're going to get a replay of this by email. You might still get the opportunity to get the deal, but the best way is to get it right now to make sure you get all the bonuses. And
yeah,
as long
exactly.
as that window is open, if you need more time, you need to talk to somebody about it, leave the window open and you can still get it because we're about to close the offer.
Yeah, that's a bit of a hack, but okay. If you basically open, if you open the offer and you keep it open on your web browser, you can basically, it will stay live, but we're gonna close it. But that is a bit of a hack.
I mean, it's just to be fair, some people's mentioned he needed just a bit more time. So anyway,
everybody who's registered for this today, by the way, we're gonna keep a replay of this up. I think we'll do a 24-hour period normally. So, if you had to duck out halfway through, you won't even be here now. So who am I talking to? Or if you came in late, perhaps, and you really want to catch the beginning, then you can always head back and pick that up.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Wonderful. I think that's great. If there's no other questions.
Yeah, I think there's no other question. Thank you very much. A lot of people got it. It's welcome to the
Awesome.
Academy. You're going to love it.
Welcome.
Madrid.
This will change your life, really. And to everybody else who is here, thank you for joining me. I hope at the very least you can see that music it doesn't have to be complicated, and that when you want this, you now know a place that you can come and genuinely get this stuff. And if you want to become an artist in your life, I'm here, and my purpose is to make artists.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, my friend.
Okay. So, thank you, Steven, and see you guys on the Ridley Academy forum.
Ciao.
Ciao.